700 soldiers and seamen died when the Mary Rose foundered as she sailed from Portsmouth to encounter the French fleet watched.
Okay, so I'm here with Alex Hildred. Welcome, Alex Hildred, and it's been an amazing evening, so thank you for inviting us.
Thanks for coming, Gemma. It was so exciting to be on the Big Scuba podcast before, and I'm so pleased you've come today.
Well, I think you're part of the podcast family now. So just for people that are watching this and listening to this, what was your involvement in the Mary Rose, and how long were you a diver?
Well, I joined in 1979, having done the fewest number of open water dives you could ever do to do it, because I'd been an archaeologist, a land archaeologist, done quite a lot of land archaeologists, and suddenly I was told that this project was available to take volunteer divers. So halfway through the 1979 season, I applied to work as a volunteer diver, because there were sessions going on all the neat tides in order to get the best visibility on the Mary side. And suddenly I got it. It was like the last season, or the last session on the Mary Rose, and we got stranded on the boat, Margaret Rule and a few of the archaeologists there. And because I was an archaeologist, I was helping to do stuff, and she just said, well, why don't you stay on afterwards? And that was 1979, so that was a long time ago.
Yeah, and did you go right? You went right through to the end, 1980?
Well, right, 1982, but then I've still been full-time staff. I was full-time staff from 79 until now.
Yeah.
So it was 82, but then we had a whole load of monitoring of the site. With objects, over 800 objects, this lifted between 82 and 2002, which is when the Ministry of Defence decided they would try and put a channel through, a new channel, to get the aircraft carriers through. And so we got, on the back of their mitigation strategy, money to do 3 years' work, again working on the Mary Rose site, where we found some really exciting things.
Yeah.
So,
and I think that's what people maybe don't realise. They think, it was lifted and then no work carried on.
But you have to, because actually, we left a hole in the seabed, and we never found the bow of the Mary Rose. We never found the stem, the big timber that comes up and does it. And so we couldn't afford to actually go and have excavation seasons, but what we had to do was just go and dive and look at what was happening regarding the erosion of the site. And so when we had several bits of funding, some from looking at reburial strategies and various scientific things, which we had to actively look for. So this is really boring stuff, but important. Yeah. And then when this threat came from the huge aircraft carriers, which were just behind us just outside the naval base here. And so we got funding to look for the bow castle, and found some really important things, including structure of the side that we didn't expect. So
it's great. So it still continues.
It still continues, and we've had so many volunteer people who started as volunteer divers here today, probably about 20 in total from the 500. And all of them have huge stories and excitement, and they came as scuba divers. And some of them
normal scuba divers.
Just normal scuba divers. Not all of them. A couple of them were archaeologists. Some of them were recruited as archaeologists, but the bulk of them were just scuba divers, and it's changed their lives.
Yeah, it's inspiring, and it just shows where diving can lead.
It does. Whether it's biology, whether it's marine biology, whether it's just pure scientific analysis of the changing temperature of the sea or whatever, or whether it's archaeology or it's just great.
Well, we've had a great time this evening. The 4D experience was amazing, and thank you for inviting us.
We just wanted to show people what we tried to feel like when we were doing the various difficult things like lifting the ship, and that's very hard to do other than the way we think we've done it. So thanks for coming.
No, you're very welcome, and thank you.
20th century technology went ponderously to work. Then a crow's nest view of the cradle, but not yet its 16th century burden. There was as much tension among the recovery team as on the long steel cables from which the cradle hung. Then, after 437 years, the skeletal ribs of Henry VIII's tragic warship emerged to a triumphant salute of sirens and gunfire.